I'm not even a little bit ready for Christmas. That's for sure.
I got some shopping to do tomorrow. I went to
Oh,
Cumbies today. How does one of Cumbies, that is, run out of your own gift card?
run out of your own gift.
I
Like
was
they
like,
don't
"Do you
do.
guys have any Cumbies gift cards?" They're like, "No, we sold out." I'm like, what?
They just
Okay.
didn't feel like doing it.
I don't want to spend any more money, or don't want you spending more money here.
No, that kid just didn't care anymore. He was like, "Nope, not in a Christmas spirit. Get out of here. we don't
That's a
we don't take
possibility.
too kindly to your folk gift cards. Get out of here. Buy scratch
Dude,
tickets like a normal person."
like an adult.
I was cleaning my room, my junk drawer, and I actually have a $10 Cumbies gift card. I don't know why.
I'll give you
Don't know
$12
where
for
from.
it.
Dude, 12 bucks.
Well, they're sold out. They're hard to come by.
They're hard to come by. Inflation, supply chains. It's rough out there on the streets, the Cumbies streets.
Is it still in the paper holder? So that's,
It's with the receipt.
Ooh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that appraised.
Barely used. It's like $5.75 left on it.
You didn't start with that.
Yeah. Get 2 gallons though. You're good. Get your Christmas shopping done.
You're rounding up.
Yeah, sure. Just don't sit in traffic too long.
Welcome to Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast with your tippers, Matt, Dispatch.
These are just our tips, so take them easy, take them hard. It's up to you.
Ryan, the tagless Haynes,
Most bizarre Haynes brief that there's ever been.
and Matt, I.R. Regan.
Yeah, I hear you, and I definitely would take the shot on it because you'd be dumb not to.
Coming to you from the heart of New England. Get ready to take some tips.
Christmas time, baby.
Maybe Mac with the festive backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's a couple of championships underneath your tree.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Big
Well,
fan.
Semifinals week, so we got one more week.
Oh, man. So
Needs.
that was it last year or 2 years ago, that Alvin Kamara game, the 6 touchdowns.
That was two years ago, 2020. That Christmas Day game that he had, or
That was
whatever,
up.
Christmas week.
I had him going. I was so pumped. Best Christmas ever.
It is. It came early for you, just like I do with Ryan's mom.
Good call. You too?
Yeah, it would be 3.
Oh, God.
How does that work? Anyway, welcome in, takers, to Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We got semifinals week on the dock today. It is December 22nd. Man, I'm all out of sorts. Christmas week. Hopefully you guys are having a great holiday season. We wish you a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, enjoy all that stuff. Happy New Year and happy championship semifinal week. So, Regan, how you doing? You hanging in there?
Barely, but I still got a couple hopefuls. I'm going strong in at least 2 of them, so we'll go for that. If I win 1, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's all you can hope for, really. It's just to be in the dance with one of them at least. I have 3 more left. Made it 6 out of 8, and the only ones I made it to this round were the ones I had the first round by. So
all I got to say is if for anyone that won last week, congratulations, because what a crazy week it was.
Insane.
The whole playoff week 1 was literally just the Colts Vikings game in a wrapper. Like, yeah, wild. Like, didn't see that coming.
Nope. That one was insane. I lost because I benched Kirk Cousins for Justin Fields for that game. And at halftime, I thought I made the right decision.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. I did not. So it's just how the cookie crumbles, man. Unfortunately, but hopefully you takers out there are survived the first round. And if you're only in one league and you got knocked out, this is the reason that you have to do more. 'Tis the season for more fantasy football leagues. Get in more, increase your chances, and it's more fun.
Yeah, switch it up too. Not one of my leagues is the same. Every single one's different. Dynasty, keeper, extra spots, super flex. I'll always have them different. Different strategies. It's a lot more fun.
That is definitely one thing I got to remember next year is have a little bit different strategy and not draft a certain player in every single damn league. Nope, not doing it.
Hey,
not doing it.
When they're good though, it works out great.
Yeah, but what are the chances of that?
Not good this year.
Oh, no, not at all. But you takers may have noticed that, speaking of not great, Ryan Haynes, the tagless, is not here.
He's not that bad.
I mean, we're going against each other, so he's my arch nemesis. We're going in League of Extraordinary Men, year 13, in the semifinals. So I got a good matchup going.
I'm biased.
Yeah. Wait, for me or him?
I don't want to say.
Well, fine. Well, that's great. We're going to get through all the matchups, all the players, all the important players, and keep you up to date on whether Saturday is the most games on the schedule are being played on Saturday. So make sure you have your lineup set. We will get this out on Friday, but I plan on going live Saturday before kickoff for any last minute start sit questions, any weather pivots, because there is a lot. We're going to get into that here in the part 1. Part 2, have our Risqué starts and sits. And part 3 are sexy flexy, flex appeal, streamers, and whatnot. But kind of an overlook of players that are important, but they haven't been performing. Can you trust them? Can you not? So we're just going to feel our tips out and see what happens. Just kind of, like you grab a box under the tree and start shaking it, feeling it, see what's in there.
It was awkward, but it made sense.
Okay. I could say you grab the stocking.
Nope.
Oops. I think I froze up there. Anyway, time to get serious. We got a lot of stuff to do today. So tip-off question here for you, Regan. Well, for both of us, really.
Mm-hmm.
Tis the season of Festivus, so airing of grievances.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
So I just want to vent a little bit about somebody that really disappointed us or somebody we have a real problem with this season. And I have a whole lot of people I have a problem with. We're fantasy influencers, enthusiasts. We're not paid professionals. But everybody, including me, bought into the hype with the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson and how this offense is going to take off. He'll be the top 10 QB that he always is, and that he's in a better offense, and blah, 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 blah. Cortland Sutton's going to be great. Jerry Jeudy's going to be great. Nothing can go wrong with this offense. They've won like 3 games on the year. 2 times has Russell Wilson been a top 12 QB. And one of them, you definitely didn't start him late in the season here with Kansas City. I did start him against the Raiders at one time, but I digress.
One game.
So yeah, my problem is everybody buying into the hype and being in the same echo chamber, just saying how great they will be, and mad at myself for buying into the hype. But my real problem is you, Mr. Russell Wilson.
Oh, I think it's me.
Mr. Dangerous.
Be careful, though. It's spicy.
I could punch him right in the face. All right. Who do you got? Who you got a problem with this year?
Dude, Russell Wilson, yes. I don't even want to say anything because it's not nice. But we were actually talking about the pod, and obviously Mac he throws this question out at me, and I was like, man, what could mine be? And I think it is that it's a group of guys in your draft, usually around third, fourth, fifth rounds. I leaned on them heavy this year, and it was all those, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3s that we thought had some high upside, and they were really worth, taking running backs early, grabbing these guys late. They could possibly be wide receiver 1s. There was so much potential, and it did not pan out. All those guys, starting at so right now I have up ESPN's top 300 by position. So I'm looking at all the wide receivers after top 10, who was T. Higgins, which I loved. Awesome guy. Great this year. Number 11, and it just gets shitty as you go through here. Mike Evans, 11, horrible. DJ Moore, 12, horrible. Michael Pittman, not what you expected. He's had a couple nice games, but horrible, 13. AJ Brown, awesome. Terry McLaurin, not too bad. Deontay Johnson, horrible, 16. Jalen Waddle, Mac, kudos to you. Mike Williams, kind of struggle bussing. Brandon Cooks, horrible. Marquise Brown, rough. Chris Godwin, took him a little bit of time, but he got there. DK Metcalf, nice. Jerry Jeudy, horrible. Cortland Sutton, horrible. Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah, I know, Mac, you're good on him. Donna Mooney, horrible. Gabe Davis, horrible. Amari Cooper, been really rough to play. Michael Thomas, horrible. Allen Robinson, horrible. What's up?
Oh my God, Allen Robinson! I am so glad I did buy him.
I just brought you down from 11 to 30.
Yeah. So again saying that all these receivers in the middle rounds you'll be able to go 3 running backs and take one of those guys, or get plenty of those guys in those middle rounds. Nope, did not work out for you.
No.
Next year, it's first overall Justin Jefferson and maybe Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase, and then go from there. Like, I'm not missing out on a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, it's rough. I could literally go over to like 40 something. it's just gross. And then you got players like Zay Jones, who I think is like 13th on the year now, and he was going like undrafted.
Yeah.
Much.
Christian Kirk, I think, is wide receiver 13 right now. PPR standings, that's what we go off of. Oh no, excuse me. Cooper Kupp is wide receiver 13
after being out for several weeks.
Yeah. Christian Kirk is number 10 right now. That's what it is.
Oh, God.
And Zay Jones, number 19. So, yeah.
Yeah, Christian Kirk was 31 on this list. And then it goes Hunter, Juju, Adam Thielen, Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, London, Lockett. It's gross. Curious,
where's DK Metcalf?
So I mentioned him. He was 22, actually.
He was
right next to Chris Godwin. So 21, 22, you did okay.
Okay.
But that was like the diamond in the rough in that 11 to 30 something. Good luck.
What about Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper was high. What do we got? Amari Cooper was 28. Right above Michael Thomas and Allen Robinson. just killing it right there.
Could you hear that in the background?
No.
Oh, my cat pissing. I can hear the trickle. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Let's cut that at 12.
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Hopefully people can hear it. If you hear that, takers, that's what it was. That's pretty much what those wide receivers did for you in your lineup. They just pissed down your lineup. So they did not perform, unfortunately. So yeah, they're definitely hurting you.
You're killing me, Petey.
Yeah, something we really need to look into next year, and I don't know how we get around that.
Yeah, we got a lot of work this offseason, and if you want to join us and help us out, let us know. looking to bring on some more tips. So let us know if you guys are interested in helping us
Or
out.
if you have an innie, you can be a part of it too. A girl.
I mean,
that's the nicest way I could put it after you saying a tip.
That's really the nicest way. Yep. For sure. All right, guys. Things to note. I'm going to do this now because this will be the first part of the audio release is the weather, guys. So like I said, Saturday, I plan on going live. Just a tip, FFP, that's all you have to do. Search us on YouTube, Facebook, all of that. I will connect it to that and go for gold. Great guy to follow, though. Meteorologist. He's Kevin Ross WX on Twitter. Up to date on the weather happenings. He plays fantasy football too, so he pays attention and he knows what we're pivoting to or struggling with. So, I did say I would pretty much bench everybody tonight except ETN and Zonovan Knight. So we'll see how that works out. And the quarterbacks, I wasn't going to risk it. So we'll see how that works out. But this one, Regan, just to get this off the dock, it's New Orleans at Cleveland. New Orleans, Landry went on the IR. Chris Olave not playing with a hamstring. Cleveland's been sucking. 50-mile-per-hour winds. Snow. Feels like 10 degrees. Only guys we're starting is Chubb and Kamara. Those are the must starts, right? Because you have those running backs and you drafting them high.
Right.
All right.
And the news is Chubb, he is a go this week. I'll get into that later in the Hurt Locker and whatnot. But yes, he is a go.
What about Kareem Hunt? If you're struggling at running back,
all set.
All set with him too.
Yeah, unless Chubb wasn't going to play, even then I'd still be nervous. The running back with Deshaun Watson has not been good of late.
No, the whole team, really. They have not been scoring touchdowns. So, Njoku, because he's a tight end, maybe. But the only tight end I'm looking to start here is Taysom Hill, just because of his running is Wildcat. Option plays in this weather, that's what's going to happen. So, he's going to get 12 opportunities to run the ball.
That's a good point. I was worried about him in general because, he's been doing great. I actually played him the past 2 weeks, which has been awesome. But he hasn't been getting usually gets 1 or 2 pass catches a week. And he's just been getting lucky running one in or throwing a touchdown or something like that. So I like him to be a little bit more diverse, but that just goes to show you're right. He can score in several ways. Obviously his floor is pretty low, but his ceiling can be pretty high.
Well, it's better than taking a random shot at like Greg Dulcich, who has the best matchup against Arizona last week, and that screwed you over.
That's a great point. Airing some more grievances.
Sorry, I had some leftover grievances I had to get out of my system. All right. But yeah, maybe entertain Taysom Hill. Not a must start by any means, but say you're struggling at tight end, look his way.
I have Juwan Johnson and Taysom Hill on the same team, and I got Austin Hooper, and I don't want to play him. So I think it is going to be the Taysom Hill right here.
Fun. Looking forward to it. The other one, Buffalo at Chicago. Sustained winds at 20 miles per hour, up to 35 gusts. It's going to feel like minus 10 degrees with the wind chill.
No way.
Minus 10. Regan, we used to play a little bit of football. How hard is that football when it's that cold out?
Like a rock. It is horrible. I hate to be a kicker.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we've played in that colder weather, but we had a game one time where it was like 12 degrees, and that was rough.
Oh, yeah. Is that Worcester?
Bourne.
That was high school. I was thinking Gladiators.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, did it get that cold? It was pretty chilly.
It was cold. I just remember hurting.
A little bit of snow. Yeah, that was a fun game. Anyway, even though these are professionals, it's still going to be difficult.
Oh, yeah.
We can't compare. Not saying that. It's just, it sucks. But you're starting Allen, auto start. I do have some questions on Fields if Buffalo knows that he ain't going to be able to throw the ball because he's one of the most inaccurate passers out there. Are they just going to put 9 in the box and be like, nope, you're not running on us? So
It's a great. I didn't think of that.
I'll be curious to see if you'll pivot to anybody else. We'll talk about it later. He's top 10 QB for me, but like Tua in a better weather game against Green Bay at home, I'm starting Tua.
Me too.
Kirk Cousins
over him.
Kirk
Cousins over
Fields. All right.
Yep.
Tom Brady in Arizona. Ooh, you're playing Tom Brady over Fields.
Mm-hmm.
That's
in a stadium.
All right, and big news we're going to get to later, but Gardner Minshew over Fields. You got to get that crazy.
I want to, but I'm not going to.
No, you're not going to. All right. Stephon Diggs auto start, and but that's it, right? For wide receivers, we're not entertaining Gabe Davis. Yep. Isaiah McKenzie, nothing.
Nope.
All right. David
Dawson
Montgomery.
Knox, I kind of I'd flirt with that a little bit.
Definitely going to start him. He's been doing well for him there. He's more involved in the offense. I'm still going to put him in because I don't want to do the roulette. I mean, Taysom Hill in the worst weather game or Dawson Knox on a better offense. I'd rather go with Knox.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook though, or Singletary. We're starting Singletary. He's still
James
getting
Cook
the majority.
Fallen off. Yeah, he's fallen off the past 2 weeks, I believe. Singletary, he's definitely a go for me.
So James Cook is inconsistent. He'll get you double-digit points, and then he'll get you 4. But he had a good game last week. So do you trust him? I don't. Not in the semifinals. I'm not doing it. We'll give you some other running back options to do instead. The other games aren't too bad, though. Cold games, yes, it's harder to catch the ball, but it's the windy games. So those are the 2 worst. Less amount of pieces, man, and you see the over-unders in like the low 30s from Vegas. So, yeah, you got to expect a slow game, not many plays happening. So,
I'm still expecting a good game from Josh Allen, so don't be worried about that. Yeah, he slung it through the Patriots that game. He's still through.
Yeah, that was much worse, I think, too. That weather. We'll see. In the Windy City, it will be different. But I'm hoping he sucks because looking ahead, I don't want to face him. If it matters, we'll see. I got to win first. All right, not much news. So, biggest news that we got to focus on is the injury report. So, the Hurt Locker.
Alrighty, guys, let's get into the Hurt Locker. It is rough, and it's obviously very nerve-wracking because of, timing. So Deontay Johnson, toe injury, did not practice today and is questionable for Saturday. He's kind of on the verge of me not wanting to play him anyways, but needless to say, he is questionable. Tyler Lockett, obviously, this is late news. He had finger surgery, but Pete Carroll came out and said that there's a possibility he only misses 1 game, which is not too shabby, but I don't think I'd be wanting to play him on his first game back after finger surgery in the championship if you're so lucky to get there. Hollywood Brown calf injury added to the injury report. Jalen Hurts, old news again. It is his right shoulder. He is out this week. As Max said, Gardner Minshew will start over him. I don't mind Gardner Minshew, though. He has so much talent around him, so it's a possibility.
Me neither.
Yeah, he is playing Dallas. It's, it is what it is.
Yep.
Jarvis Landry goes on IR. I think you actually mentioned that as well, Mac. Chris Olave also out. Lamar Jackson knee did not practice again. I don't think we think he's going to play, but it just isn't announced yet. The problem is Tyler Huntley, shoulder, also questionable. I think he's going to play through it. Cortland Sutton, hamstring limited. I only throw this on here because Russell Wilson's coming back. He's supposed to start this week. So I don't mind Cortland Sutton with Russ a little bit more. But if he's hurting still, that's a no-go for me. And then
it's
Ryan
a hamstring. I'm sorry, it's a hamstring, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't risking it.
No, not at this time.
No.
And then the last one on the bad side is Ryan Tannehill out this week. I think it's a toe. I believe it's a toe. But that's rough for that offense. That whole offense, even Treylon Burks is questionable. I don't even know if he'll play. That whole offense is struggle busing. You have, speaking of bus, you have Derrick Henry, and he'll be running in a cold game against Houston, and no one's going to want to tackle that moose of a run back.
Nope.
The good side, Mac, Marquise Goodwin, Noah Fant, Pete says they should be able to play. His wording, though, freaks me out when he says they should be able to play. I have Marquise Goodwin. I think we'll get into it a little bit more. Marquise Goodwin, though, I think he's a great play with lock it out. Noah Fant, I'm not really playing anyways. Another one from Seattle, Ken Walker, expected to play. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but he was seen at practice in street clothes, not practicing. So the fact that it's already established that he's playing or expected to play is makes me a little nervous, just because I don't know if he's going to be a full go. It's really what it is.
Yeah, I'm nervous to play him, man. I don't know, but I was nervous to play him last week against San Fran too. Coming back from his injury, and he did okay. Got you last dish effort play to get you into double-digit points, save your ass, but he was a bench for me.
Versus the Chiefs. Oof. Their line's been pretty good of late. I'm sorry, I do not remember, but I believe Seattle actually cut a couple running backs as well. So they
did.
Have
they
some
did.
faith in Ken Walker.
They cut Tony Jones Jr. and Travis Homer. Both of them, yeah.
Ballsy.
So that means DJ Dallas will be good to go, and Ken Walker.
At least you know who the backup is now.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep running through this. Brandon Cooks, I'm not playing him, but he has had a calf injury the past couple weeks. He is expected to play Saturday. I don't know why. Maybe this is, go out there and get some more tape so you can go get traded to another team or picked up by another team after the season. AJ Dillon, now off the injury report. This is after last week. He got hurt in his game, the game last week. So I just want to let you guys know that he is good to go. Jeff Wilson, hip injury, feeling better, and he is hoping to play as well this week. We're going to have to look into that one a little bit more later. Khalil Herbert will be activated this week before Saturday's game. I don't know what that does for you and your thoughts on David Montgomery, but he's definitely going to cut into it a little bit. I think it's David Montgomery's backfield, at least this week, though, especially versus Buffalo. And then, like I said earlier, Nick Chubb, foot injury. He is pronounced a go this week, so you're good there. If you want to play him, I'd rather not. That concludes the Hurt Locker. Good luck, guys.
That is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone you want to really touch on? The Chris Olave, Jarvis. I saw Jarvis Landry out, and I was like, oh man, Chris Olave is gonna have a good game, and now they're not.
Yeah, it's gonna be that Shaheen guy that nobody's been picking up and starting, but it's terrible weather.
Anyways, yeah. So it doesn't even matter.
You're not starting him. I'm almost a drop for Olave if you need pick up a handcuff for your running back. It's okay to move on from him because they're probably going to be shutting down their season anyway. And Lamar Jackson. Now I'm rolling with Fields and Jared Goff, and I have Lamar Jackson too. I don't have an IR spot, so do I just drop him and let somebody else pick him up and start him next week if in the championship, a little saboteur?
So I like your concept, but I think the whole thought is look at those teams. I think you're in the tough predicament. They probably have a full starter already. That's probably pretty good in general. So they're probably not going to need Lamar Jackson anyways, and they probably don't have the balls to play him after coming off an injury anyways. So I think you're safe to drop him this week.
All right.
Obviously, needless to say, check their situation. Your three opponents.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun starting Jared Goff championship week. That's for sure.
Don't do that. Oh, championship. Okay.
He's playing Chicago.
Yeah, not this week. Don't play him this week.
Nah, well, actually, don't mind it. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Against Carolina, I like him better than some of the other options that you might be stuck with. All right. So anything else you want to touch on?
I'm golden, buddy. Let's get into it. Let's keep this rolling. We have a lot of I don't know, stuff to talk about.
A lot of players to talk about. So that is the Hurt Locker.
Holy shit! There's a lot of news. It's true. The market is becoming saturated.
Ridiculously saturated.
it's
apparently
outrageous.
Injuries.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into our Risqué starts and sits. This will be part 2 of our episode 51.
All we do is sit around here and guess what a bunch of little pricks are going to go and do out there. Then we come back at half time and we complain because they didn't do exactly what we thought they'd do.
All right.
Oh, yeah. A rough week. Rough week for me.
Me too. Kind of 50-50.
Yeah, well, I'll just get Ryan's out of the way. He said Gabe Davis was a sit for him. He had an okay game. But he said he didn't want to start Devontae Smith and Michael Pittman and Judy. They all outperformed him. So he wanted those guys over him. Then call of the week was Olave, and he did not do well.
He did a lot of sucky.
Yeah, the past couple of weeks, man, it's just he was not doing well. So it's unfortunate. He had a good rookie season though. Can only go up from here. What about your calls from last week?
Yeah, so I had a couple other ones, but the real ones that I called Rodgers and Lazard, Green Bay. I just had a feeling that they were going to do good coming off the bye, a week to, plan. Not so much. Rodgers had 12 points, mediocre wise. It really just became a running back game. Aaron Jones had a touchdown. A.J. Dillon, I think, had 2 touchdowns. The wide receivers all sucked. They were not needed. No one had over 50 yards. It was gross. So sadly, I apologize, but they didn't need to throw the ball. So that sucks there. And then my sit was Jamal Williams, and boy, was I right on this one. He had 13 carries for 33 yards and 0 targets. Absolutely horrid. That's 3 points, in case you were wondering. And
that's the math.
Glad I played McKinnon over him, and it worked out great.
Yeah, good for you. God, killed me. It's all right. My calls last week were okay. I mean, Ken Walker, I said, was a sit going against San Fran on that Thursday night game, and he was running back 26. So I did say you could do better, but he got you double-digit points with that. Like I said, he had I think a 40-yard catch at the end of the season, so got him into that range. And end of the game. Excuse me. And then
it's out of the top 24. If you're out of the top 24, I don't call it. I call that a good call on you.
All right. Well, thank you. But not so good call. I was saying start Chris Moore. It was Risqué. And he did not do well last week, but he had 9 targets. So I was right.
That's rough.
He was going to be involved. And he was. They just couldn't connect. I don't know if it's the way they're switching around QBs and stuff, and just a wild game against Kansas City that went into overtime somehow, some way. It's like
and he still
Houston's tried. I know it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, that was the call that I thought would work out, and it did not work out for me. Hopefully, you started Mike Evans over him. I said if you didn't trust him, you could start.
Yeah, I don't think people played him. Did you?
No, I didn't. But I was saying if T. Higgins was going to be a game time decision, then to start him, but he wasn't. So hopefully you started T. Higgins. Yeah. All right. Let's get into our calls for this week and week 16. Here we go. Ryan, his start is Marquise Goodwin, but is he cleared? Like he's still questionable, right?
Yeah, so he had one day he had a wrist injury. The next day he had an ankle injury. He's had an ankle injury the whole time, though. It's kind of like something's going on that's weird there. Pete, like I said, Pete Carroll said that he should be able to go. That does make me a little bit nervous on playing him, though. I know, like, for his sake, he needs to tough this out to get his opportunity in this offense. And the team obviously desperately needs him without Lockett. So if they say he's good to go and they don't think there's any limitations on him, I think he's a great play. But this is when you have to watch until the game, and obviously it's Saturday, so it's a whole day earlier. I believe this is a Saturday game still.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is coming up quick. So pay attention. Christmas Eve. Tell the family to wait a minute.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you tune in. Just a tip, FFP. And follow us just to see when we're going to do that. All right. So he's saying no. 11 targets the last 2 games facing Kansas City. No Lockett for at least a week. So, yeah, Marquise Goodwin. It's okay. If he doesn't
Definitely a good stash.
Yeah. Laquan Treadwell. If Marquise Goodwin, pivot to him.
Ooh.
Highly available. Sneaky DFS start for you. And he's saying sit Latavius Murray. I don't agree with this one, but he's coming off his best performance, 21 fantasy points, and he's going against the Rams, the fourth. They give up the 4th least amount of yards to the running back position. So Murray, yeah, he's going to be touchdown dependent, but he gets the volume. He's a volume play, getting 20 touches. I don't know. Who would you rather go with? A.J. Dillon against Miami or Latavius Murray?
That's a tough one, my friend. I think I would go A.J. Dillon, but it's very close.
Better athlete, more competitive game probably.
Just better team, better offense.
It's going to be weird because Rams and Broncos are both eliminated. So what do you play for? Paychecks early, and I don't know.
That's what they're going to do.
Not like that's
Latavius Murray's playing for a roster spot. They just got him.
Yeah, he's old though.
He is.
Time to retire. 33. Raheem Mostert, definitely start Raheem Mostert over Latavius Murray, but Algier, Marlon Mack, Cam Akers on the other side. Would you rather start Cam Akers or Latavius Murray?
Latavius Murray. Definitely.
I think so
Not
too.
versus Denver's defensive line. I kind of like Tyler Algier better than them.
Yeah, without what's his name? Huntley. He's going to get a volume play, Tyler Algier, but we'll get to that matchup in part 3. Who are your risky starts and sits here?
So the risky start I have, we actually kind of talked about it real quick, but that's Devin Singletary. I think it's just, it's going to be a lucky game for him. It's going to be a crappy weather game. They're going to need to waste out the clock. Devin Singletary has been getting, I believe, double-digit carries for the past 3 weeks now. Chicago's allowed a running back to score at least 13 PPR points in the last 3 games. So each game they allowed 1. And Bears are the 9th in fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs. If the weather's that bad, all they're going to be able to do is run comfortably. And Devin Singletary, he also had a good game versus the Pats when they played in the cold weather. I just think it's something they actually lean on when that weather comes into it. And the wind's really bad, dump passes. This is not an RB2 play. This is strictly flex, just so everyone knows. I'm just throwing this guy out there that he could have a game. And then my sit candidate, actually why I like Tyler Algier, like I just said, Cordell Patterson, he's been getting out carried by Tyler Algier. And he only got 1 target last week from Ritter. I just don't think it works out with him in the offense. And I think it's Tyler Algier's backfield right now.
Yeah,
Or you don't want to play anyone there anyways. So
no, I really don't. I mean, they're going against Baltimore. Baltimore's defense is great. You're in the semis. You don't want to play these guys.
don't play Algier.
It's going to be a windy game as well, too. So definitely nobody through the air. I think Algier is the only guy I would entertain starting in an RB2 position if I lost Jonathan Taylor.
Or something like that. A bad
situation. And
situation.
I couldn't get their handcuff. Like, I'd rather start Zack Moss or Deon Jackson over him for sure. All right, my Risqué start is Gardnew Minshew.
Who, baby? I like it. I really like it.
So I'm in my Dynasty League. I'm going against Jackson. Shout out to you, Jackson.
Cheers.
And I have my choice between Tom Brady and Gardnew Minshew. I think Gardnew Minshew can explode better. I've seen what Brady's ceiling is this year, and it's barely over 20 points. And he could. And their Arizona defense is really weak against the run. So I can see Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White just having games, and Tom Brady throw one touchdown just to pad the stats, and he'll get to like his 40 attempts because he needs to pad the stats so he doesn't get too embarrassed. But I mean, it is Arizona. Should be an easier matchup, but hey, he hasn't really excelled against the weaker matchups either. So I don't want to trust him. I'd rather take the guy that has the better offense, an outstanding offensive line, top 5 in the league, and you're throwing to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert coming back, plus a great stellar running game with Miles Sanders. I can see Minshew getting 25 points with ease.
I was going to say 24.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. It especially if you have if you're in a matchup where you need like kind of a boom play. I would love to play Gardner over Tom Brady every day if that was the case, because he could run the ball. We've seen him do it as well, so it's all around. He just has so many weapons around him too. Not that Tom Brady doesn't, but we just seen what he's been doing with them, and it hasn't been pleasant.
Yeah, it's just his offensive line that scares me too. And Dallas has been in the bottom third. We'll get to the matchup later, but stick around for part 3 for that on a more detailed, in-depth look at why I would start Gardnew Minshew over him.
Because I have the same too, by the way. Sorry to cut you off, but I have Tom Brady and Gardner. It's a 2 QB, so I have Josh Allen already. So I can match Tom Brady or Gardner with him. So now I want to hear you talk about it later.
Yeah, I lost Hurts, and I was getting way too cocky, and then I saw the injury news. I'm like, great. So, and I had no fab. I was like, I'm not going to be able to get Minshew. I'm going to have to roll with Brady, but then I got him. I'm like, all right, cool. Thanks.
Lucky dog.
Yeah. So we'll see. My sit, this is Risqué for sure in the semis. Joe Mixon. Against New England, guys. I have a feeling they're gonna pass on them. The run defense is outstanding. They're holding Dalvin Cook to 10 points. Like, if you're okay with 10 points and that's what you need, okay, go ahead and start Mixon. But if you're looking for a boom play at running back, I'm going hopefully you got Jerick McKinnon. Yeah, you're not going to get a boom play. You're not going to get a 5-touchdown game from Mixon. You're not going to get a 2-touchdown game from him. Jerick McKinnon, hopefully you're able to pick him up and start him over him. Miles Sanders at Dallas. Dallas has taken a lot of defensive injuries. So I more competitive game, I believe, too. That's maybe the other thing. Do you think the Patriots are going to hang in, or you think they're going to get blown out? If you think they're going to get blown out, then okay, they'll run the ball with Mixon. But I think Pirine will take over sooner rather than later
to save him. Yeah, I think I like your concepts. I could picture. I think his window really is 16 to 10 points. So if you're, like you said, if you're okay with that, it's literally if he gets a touchdown or not. Yeah, that's where that extra 6 comes from.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a good spot for him.
It's tough. It's honestly, take that with a grain of salt, though, Mac. And I know you're telling them what you think, and honestly I think you're right, but I'm just hoping or want to tell the takers not to put somebody ridiculous in there. Only take him out if you have somebody that it's on the cusp of being a starter anyways or something.
J.K. Dobbins against Atlanta. I think I would start J.K. over him because they're going to have to run heavy and he's going to get more volume. Isaiah Pacheco against Seattle. Ooh. Seattle is, I think, the second best matchup for the running backs. So McKinnon and Pacheco, I think I'd rather start because it's going to be a high over-under competitive game, man. This one you'll probably disagree with. DeAndre Swift at Carolina.
Oh, you sitting another?
No. I'm saying, would you start him over Mixon?
DeAndre Swift. Yeah, I've been liking Swift. I think it was 2 weeks ago that you brought him up as your start, and I agreed with you. And since then, I've actually been benching Javonte Williams, and I think they're just leaning on Swift now.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. He was running back 4 against Jacksonville. Then Minnesota, he really fell off. I don't know why. He only got 6 rushing attempts. It was ridiculous, but he'll get you to double-digit points, but I think he has more of a chance to boom, especially when they're dying for a playoff spot. So,
yeah, I think I feel more comfortable with Joe Mixon just because I know I'm going to get the points. But like you said, I think Swift definitely has a better chance to boom if you really need it. If you're projected way lower than your opponent, then think about it.
All right, Raheem Mostert versus Green Bay, who is weak against the run, without Jeff Wilson or Joe Mixon. Who would you go with?
Well, Jeff Wilson might play if he wasn't.
I'm still starting Mostert.
Yeah, that was a tough one for me.
Just a better matchup, man.
Definitely.
I don't see New England giving up against the run. That defense needs to play with some pride, no matter how bad their offense screws everything up. And their coaching. That's why I'm surprised your grievance wasn't against the Patriots. That's what it should have been.
Oh, I expected nothing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
good. All right. So that would be our Risqué starts and sits.
Taste of some of these big guys coming out, hitting them. How about if you get a little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down your throat?
Gotcha. That one's so aggressive.
We might need to find a new drop.
I don't know.
We'll see.
If the takers don't chuckle just a little bit on some of the drops that you got,
we need
cuts.
We need to quit. We need to quit. We're not.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not funny. Let us know, takers.
We're not, but
funny looking, at least.
One side of the screen.
Part 3. All right, part 3 here. Sexy flexy time. Flex appeal, guys. That we're not going to go over the obvious starts. Okay, maybe some questions with the weather. All right, cool. But if we don't get to a particular player that you're having a struggle sesh with, trying to figure out who to start, let us know. Just a tip. FFP will help you out. We text it right to the group right away. If you want to talk to us, let us know. We're all in this together. We're all tilted and pivoted every single day. All right. First up on the dock, Saturday. Again, I'm going to try going live Saturday around noontime just to see what that weather is and last minute injury updates. So stay tuned for that. All right. Atlanta, we're literally not starting anyone. Maybe Algier if we're absolutely desperate.
You have to.
Okay, that's the only one. Baltimore, J.K. Dobbins, I think, is great run matchup. Atlanta is one of the worst. Deonta Foreman, kind of a similar back, absolutely destroyed Atlanta, and that's all Deonta Foreman can do. By the way, you could drop him. Screw you.
He's right.
He cost me. Just kidding. Love you, Deontay. Glad you came back. Mark Andrews, are you rolling with him? Let me ask you this. Since week 7, he's averaged just over 7 PPR points per game, 12 being the high. Are you rolling with Mark Andrews in the semifinals, or are you going with Taysom Hill in the bad weather game? Cade Otton against Arizona, who's supposed to be like the best tight end matchup, but then Greg Dipshit couldn't do it.
I think you nailed it.
Okay.
No, I think I'm still gonna go Mark Andrews over some of those guys.
Right.
Too many bad weather games, and obviously he's playing a shit team like Atlanta. Not to be rude, but yeah, I think you got to stick with him.
Hey, Atlanta's still alive. The playoff hunt. They could win the division. So could Carolina. Any interest in Huntley, starting quarterback, being able to run around Atlanta?
Yeah, so he has that shoulder injury. Obviously nervous. It's his right shoulder, throwing shoulder. I still think he's going to play. There has nothing come out that said he's not going to play. But the only chance I'm playing him though is if Hurts was your guy and you didn't plan accordingly, and there's no one else left. There's quite a few other guys, Purdy, even Jared Goff's kind of like questionable right there that I might play over him.
I would definitely play
Carr.
Goff over him.
Is right above him for me.
No, we'll get to Carr. He just does not play good in cold weather games. I think I would play Huntley instead, but he has better weapons though. More competitive game against Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's tough.
Better chance of points. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, not Huntley.
No. Okay. no Huntley. Enough on that. Next game. But no, breaking news that you guys will hear about after. No. It's already. It's already.
We don't have
broken.
A drop for this.
Do we? Let me see. No. Where's this?
You could just. I like it.
Nope. Stop. All right. I thought I was replaying it. All right. The Jets have benched Zach Wilson for preseason star Chris Streveler. He's taken over at QB.
I don't think that's breaking news. That's the common knowledge that it was going to happen.
Yeah. And people are actually entertaining the idea to start Zach Wilson tonight. And it's like, nope. Nope.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Yep.
Zach Wilson's career is probably over, man. It probably is.
I don't
think he can ever bounce back. Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is a Ryan Leaf situation. He took pretty early, third.
Yeah, second overall, and he just nope, not gonna make it. Poor guy. Back on topic here. Next game, 1:00 Saturday. Detroit at Carolina. Goff on the road. I'm nervous to start him. So, with the weather though, tonight's game, I'd probably start him. I would have started him over. Trevor Lawrence and definitely Zach Wilson, but 10-mile-per-hour wind. It's going to be in the 20s. So again, Kevin Roth, WX on Twitter. Follow him. He does the weather reports for Roto Grinders. So that's where I'm getting this information from. Check him out. Give him a follow. Good stuff. But yeah, I'd rather play Minshew. What about Rodgers at Miami? It's not going to be as cold.
No, the problem, exactly what happened last week. He doesn't outperform what he needs to do. So he's not going to have a high scoring game, 20 points max for Rodgers. That's like a high upside.
Mm-hmm.
I think Goff might have a little better chance to have a little bit higher upside. My thing was I was actually just looking, they're at Carolina is usually not the best on the road. And I was just looking at his points, 15, 5, 1, 16.
New England?
5. So he had – sorry, I should have said the names. Minnesota, he had 15. New England, he had 5. Dallas, he had 1. Chicago, 16. Giants, 6. And then the Jets, surprisingly, he had 20.
Yeah, he got that last touchdown blown play. They didn't cover the tight end to get that. I think it was like 4th and 1 trick play. And he ran like 48 yards for a touchdown, Brock Wright. So that definitely saved him.
I feel like that's not right. I'm looking at his stats, and it says 252 for 1 touchdown. And it says he had no rushing yards. That can't be right.
Who are we talking about? Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't run.
I know, but how does 252 yards and 1 touchdown equal 20 points in fantasy? Does not.
I was never good at math. No, that's 16. I don't know. You must have got a bonus for a big play.
Oh, that's what it was. Over 200 yards.
Would you start him over Derek Carr at Pittsburgh in a freezing cold 10-degree game?
You're going to ask me that, you piece of shit. Yeah, I just trust Goff more.
Okay. Yep. I'd say Rodgers and Goff flip a coin. It's really, but Daniel Jones, he's still available in like 32% of leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I would start him over him in Minnesota. Minnesota's the worst. They give up the most points to QBs and wide receivers. So do that. We'll get to that game in a bit. So,
Carolina.
Yeah, running backs for Detroit.
Yep.
You can start RB2 matchups. They're like middle of the road. Chark, you guys been high on him. Will you be going swim with the Shark and hope you don't get bit?
So I actually just came across this in one of my leagues, and I benched Zay Jones. Hopefully that was a good choice for the game tonight. But DJ Chark was on the free agent list. I already had Goodwin that I was going to play in, but I'm worried about him playing. So I think I'm fine with playing DJ Chark versus Carolina. Mm-hmm. Just in the situation, he's my flex.
Zay Jones has 0 points right now in the 4th quarter. So I think you're good. Evan Ingram, 6 receptions for 106 yards.
Wow, that league's looking good for me. I have both of them. I benched Zay Jones, played Ingram. Versus Austin. Thanks, Nerny. You loser.
He is such a loser. Oh, God.
Hate him.
Hate that kid. Oh, my God. Carolina side.
Nurse. Who's a
he's
nurse?
Yeah. It's like Gaylord Fokker. That's what we should call him from now on. Foreman. Deonta Foreman. You can drop him. Hubbard. Desperation play. Detroit's really good against running backs, guys. I wouldn't start any running back if you can help it against Detroit. Even next week with David Montgomery, I'm not too sure. DJ Moore, I said this a few weeks ago to drop him, set the trap. I'm not falling for it. You guys can fall for it all you want. Yes, it's a good matchup, but you got Sam Darnold throwing him the ball. I ain't trusting that in the semifinals. Watch it be like a Terrence Marshall or Chenault game. Would you not Gabe Davis in that weather, but Brandon Ayuk or Michael Gallup? Dallas Owen against Philly, competitive game. Brandon Ayuk, the number 1 wide receiver, without Deebo Samuel there, but
definitely not Gallup. I probably would lean Ayuk over DJ Moore.
Yeah. All right. So that's your line. I
wouldn't play Moore or Gallup. I'd rather get like a DJ Chark off your free agent.
Okay.
Or a good one.
Yeah, DJ Moore, he's boomer bust wide receiver 3.
That's the problem. If he scores a touchdown, you're gonna look like a stud. If not, you're gonna have like 6 points.
I mean, I'm trying to see guys that are widely available. I mean, George Pickens, 65% rostered. Would you rather pick him up and start him?
Probably not.
Paris Campbell?
No. I'm never playing him again. I played him twice this year, and absolutely both times he's absolutely screwed me.
All right. KJ Osborne, after his boom game, 8% rostered.
No.
Okay.
Damn, I guess I'm still leading him.
I guess he's all right. Curtis Samuel against San Fran.
Ooh. Oh, versus San Fran? No.
Curtis Samuel, wide receiver 28 on the year. A little bit ahead of him.
It doesn't match his output.
Okay.
Well, it does, but it doesn't.
I gotcha. Not consistent enough. All right.
All right, let me grab the next two. Give you a little break.
Please.
Saturday, 1:00, windy game. We already touched on this one, the Buffalo-Chicago game. Josh Allen, a must play. Do not worry about it. He will cut through this air like butter. So that's why you should play Stephon Diggs. You're not gonna bench Stephon Diggs. You'd be dumb to do so. But I will definitely be benching the remainder of the wide receivers. Knox, I think me and Mac already touched on it. We kind of want to play him still. He's a big target, good radius in general on a windy day. I'm throwing to him. I'm throwing him in there. Who do we got? Singletary. I already said, Mac, I don't know how you feel about it, but he was obviously my risky start. It is risky to play him just in general. We've seen how that backfield is, but I think I'm down to play him as a flex, not an RB2. How do you feel about Singletary?
I'm okay as my RB2 because of the situation with the weather. They're going to have to run, and Chicago's not that great against the run. Plus, you're going to have the RPO with Josh Allen running the ball, too. So I can see him, when they get down to the goal line, him getting into the end zone. The only problem is I'm worried about James Cook and Hines taking away some stuff because, they traded for Hines. They're trying to use him. They did against Miami. And Singletary definitely disappointed you then. But if I need to, I'm okay with it. I'm not in love with it, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm really just throwing him in it as a flex. And I'm not expecting more than really 10 points. If he gets a touchdown, he'll move up a little bit. But that's really it for Buffalo. Chicago side, Justin Fields, Mac, you already, you spoke lengthy about this. Justin Fields, you're playing. You can be a little bit nervous about it. You might want to, Tua, like Mac said, I'm leaning to Tua over Fields. And then David Montgomery, I think you have to play him. I did say in the Hurt Locker, Khalil Herbert was coming off IR. I still think it's going to be the David Montgomery game. And the only other...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, look at Herbert. Pick him up if you can, especially if you have Montgomery.
Yeah, some injury-prone backs right there. And the only wide receiver or receiver in general would be Cole Kmet that I would even think about, but I honestly would not want to play him in general. So I just want to touch base on that. I don't think you're really starting any receivers here. Would you agree, Mac?
Khalil Herbert, 35% rostered. Any receivers for Chicago?
Pass catchers in general? Yeah.
No, too cold. I'm not trusting them. Inaccurate passer in Justin Fields with this weather. Nope, all set.
Perfect. Another easy one to come up right here. Another Saturday 1:00 game. I love these Saturday games. It's really messing with my head. This one's just going to be windy. The windiest, actually.
The most.
And yeah, the most.
55 miles.
Oh, that's so insane. So it's usually, I think I saw gust up to 55 miles an hour, a constant around 20 miles an hour, 16 to 20 or something.
I'm reading 25 to 30 sustained winds now. So, yeah, definitely keep it
went up.
Just avoid this game. Nothing. Nobody.
Yep. Are we starting Chubb?
I would start mixing over Chubb, I think.
Ooh, I like that one. I would agree. So Chubb, wide receiver, running back 2 at best this week.
Yeah, you're just the problem is you drafted him high. You're gonna have to start both Kamara and him. I'm not happy about it though.
No. All right, let's keep it moving. That one's rough. Another Saturday game at 1, windy, Seattle versus Kansas City. Geno Smith, I love this guy.
Oh yeah,
you're playing him. He's a stud. Last week I played him. I was so nervous, Mac. I was shitting bricks. It didn't matter because I lost anyways. But that touchdown late, really made me feel good at least till Sunday because that
Gave you
was the
some
Thursday
hope.
game. Yeah, exactly. Ended with 11 in this league. But anyway, without Lockett, you're still going to play him. They have Metcalf. Hopefully you have a healthy Goodwin. Goodwin, like we said, I think he's a great flex. That's his guy this week. Ken Walker still listed on the injury report. I already talked about that earlier. They say he's good to go. Mac brought up a good point. A couple weeks ago, he came back from injury and had a great game. So I don't think they're bringing him back for no reason if he's not going to be able to play. And we already touched base on them dropping a couple guys. So they're confident in their backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Mac, you playing Noah Fant?
I think I might, just because of competitive game and better weather. It's going to be cold. It's going to be chilly, but not so windy. I think I would play him over Njoku because they lost Lockett.
Yes. That's a good point. And if Goodwin isn't 100%, I kind of like
right.
that.
They're gonna have to pass to somebody, but watch it be Disley get the touchdown. But you're not
always happens.
Disley. It's gonna be something like that. But
how about the Jets game last week? Sorry to just jump back, but
it's
Tyler
fine.
Conklin. Let's go. Tyler Conklin's gonna have a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what's his name? Was that?
Uzama.
Uzama had 2 touchdowns. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. It's we can't plan this.
That's how it happens
every time,
unfortunately. But yeah, if you've been rolling with Juwan Johnson lately, you starting him in the weather, or you got to pivot to Fant?
I think I actually have both in that league.
Do you? Yeah,
I think I don't know. That's rough. I do like your concept. I think I'm gonna wait till see what Goodwin's status is. I think that's a little turning point because Noah Fant, I could just see him getting a touchdown if he's out. What did we say this game was? Oh, so this one really doesn't have a weather. On it.
It's just a little cold, not windy.
Yeah,
it's just at Arrowhead. So Fant available 31%. You might be able to try to find Tyler Higbee, 70% rostered, but this
is
okay. Juwan Johnson, Taysom Hill, less than 50% rostered for both of them. Those are your options. Greg Dulcich, 54%.
Well, you got Russ coming back.
Yeah,
makes you feel better.
It actually does. Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind that. What about Chika Okonkwo with Malik Willis-Stone? I don't want any part of the passing, the receivers, but he 23% rostered. They're gonna run all over Houston. No, I don't want to go down that road. Nope. Can't make me do it. Yep.
Go get Fant instead.
Yep.
All right, let's keep it going. Kansas City. I like Mac's note. Start everyone. Simple enough. Pacheco, McKinnon, great backs. I don't know how you feel about McKinnon.
So Pacheco, the fumble, I think that cost him more of the touches, and that's why McKinnon was able to go off. But I think you could start them both. But starting everybody for Kansas City, does that include MVS or
never?
No. All right.
Are you starting their defense?
Kansas City? No. I think this is a high over under. I think it's going to be a competitive game. Kansas City's defense isn't really that good, especially vulnerable to the pass.
No, it's not.
Not so much the run. That's why I'm not really too keen on starting Ken Walker as well. So they're better against the run.
All right. Well, you're starting everyone there. You could probably
except MVS and Hardman if he plays.
I
don't know. Is he activated yet?
No, he's on IR still.
Okay.
All right. Another Saturday at 1, Giants, Minnesota. This could be a crazy game.
It should be. I'm hoping.
So I like to call on Daniel Jones. He's been somebody I've been kind of flirting with to throw in my lineup the past couple weeks. Top 12 QB. 3 of the last 5 against Minnesota have been absolutely horrible. It's been amazing. Even Mac Jones had a great game versus Minnesota.
Yeah, best game of his
No,
life.
he did.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton's a great play, I think. I don't know if you agree. Richie James, I'm still staying away.
Really? No, see, I'm liking it. Minnesota gives up the most passing yards to wide receiver or receiving yards, excuse me, to wide receivers. So I
Throw him in there.
think they're gonna have to air it out a bit, and it won't be a whole Saquon game. So I do like Richie James to get into the end zone and Darius Slayton to have a big boom play like he usually does. Definitely got to flex him over Gabe Davis, like an indoor game, much better.
So my thoughts on Devin Singletary. Would you play Richie James over Devin Singletary in your flex?
PPR, I probably would.
Yeah.
Competitive game. Giants are still trying to secure their playoff spot. It helped when they got some help from the refs to beat Washington last week. Thank you, refs. You fixing the game like that. They definitely had money on it.
Dude.
Outrageous. But
that was bear hug. I saw the Titanic meme. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. That's great.
The guy's holding the wide receiver. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, and if Terry McLaurin got that, I would have won my league. But even that is the whole him lining up in the backfield when he was asking the ref if he was on the line.
Him twice. You can see it.
But he does like look away and he's like giving his thumb. But the ref like ready to throw the flag. Waits until they score, and then he throws the flag. It's like, you prick.
Yeah, what did it do?
Anyway, yes, I would start Richie James over Singletary for the bigger boom play in my flex, and that's what I'm looking for in the flex.
Yep, hey, great call. And then the Minnesota side, Kirk Cousins, I think we're starting no matter what, really, going forward. Justin Jefferson, stud, the usual. I think I agree with you, Mac. I'm not chasing the Osborne points. I think that's not where I want to go to in week 2 of the playoffs. And then,
no, but if he does do well this game, then I might be interested to flex him next week. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a good point. You got to see. You can't have a crazy game like this, then chase it. You don't want to do that now. You want, those known points. And then Adam Thielen, definitely willing to flex him this week. It just depends on who you're flexing him over.
Richie James?
Yes.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton, I might play over him, though.
All right. What about Singletary?
Thielen over. Another PPR.
Yep.
Reason.
DJ Moore or Thielen?
This is me, but I just don't like DJ Moore in fantasy, so I go
fine.
Thielen.
It's fine. Not until he gets a good quarterback. I'm all set. I agree.
All right. Next one. Another Saturday, 1 o'clock. How many Saturday, 1 o'clock? I don't think that's right.
There's only 3 on Christmas Day.
Oh, my goodness. Yep. I'm going to be busy. My wife is going to hate me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's going to be bad. I might have 2 TVs going.
Lawyer up.
I could have 3 going.
Lawyer up, man.
Yeah. Stacey was like, we should have Mac. You should have Mac and Ryan over for a game. I was like, I would love to, but we're always busy. You guys want to go on Christmas Eve?
Maybe.
A joke.
Might be able.
I won't be home.
Never mind.
Spaz.
Never mind.
I wish.
Where are you going?
Anyways, Stacey's mom's house.
Ooh.
There's a song about that.
She has it going on, that's for sure.
Anyways, Saturday at 1. Cincinnati versus New England. I should have let you read this one. Cincinnati, you're playing all the wide receivers.
Yeah. Are you willing to start Boyd in the flex over Richie James, Singletary?
That one's a tough one. So he does have I believe, a finger injury, but he's going to be fine.
He did okay last week, right?
He did. Well, that's where he got the injury, I believe, or re-aggravated it.
He re-aggravated it, yeah.
It was actually on his touchdown catch, I believe. You already talked about Mixon. Oh, so this is your question. Would you start Sanders or Mixon? Definitely start Sanders, especially with Gardnew Minshew at quarterback. I think he gets a lot more carries than he normally would.
Might have to depend on him more. Yeah, that was actually Jadis asking that question. So, Jadis, that's your answer. We're both going with Sanders.
There you go, buddy. All right. So Cincinnati, Jamar Chase. The Pats have been. It's like a 50-50 battle on wide receivers and who does well against them. Hopkins they shut down, but Justin Jefferson had a standout game. There's a couple other ones that are back and forth in general, but
one of them's going to be canceled out. It's going to be Higgins or Chase is going to be canceled out,
or at least not a crazy game.
Canceled
Somebody's
out.
going to have a 100-yard game.
Yeah, canceled out. I mean, just barely getting to 10 points, maybe. Like I can see Higgins getting less than 10 points this week, or Chase getting less than 10 points. But then the other one's going to get over 20. That's how it's going to work against New England. But you can't. You got to start them both.
Yeah, you have to. You'd be so mad if you try to outthink it, bench one, and your guy goes off because they will go off. One of them will. It's very unlikely that they both have.
Let's see if it pays off for them.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I always have time for that drop. All right, enough on Cincinnati. You're playing everyone. Oh my God, Hayden Hurst is trending to play. I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't know where it is.
I'd rather start Fant.
I agree.
Less mouths to feed.
All right. And speaking of tight ends, New England, Hunter Henry kind of been on the up in general. He's getting a couple more seam routes. They're looking at him in the seam. I don't want to play him, but I think I would play him over like the Saints tight ends.
The weathery ones, yeah. Anyone in the weather, okay, I can see that. It is going to be cold. It's still going to be a bit weathery up here too.
It is. It's true.
Not too bad up here in New England. That's where we are. In case you guys didn't know.
Cold.
Hunter Henry, tight end 42 last week, tight end 10 the week before, 34 the week before that, tight end 6 the week before that, then 32 the week before that. No. Well, actually, you follow the trend.
He might have a good game.
He's going to have a good game. Son of a bitch, he's going to have a good game. All right. Start Hunter Henry or Noah Fant?
Fant.
Taysom Hill.
Henry.
Chink Okonkwo.
Henry.
Chink Okonkwo. Excuse me. Tyler Higbee versus Denver.
Oh, Henry.
Okay. All right.
And then Ramondre Stevenson. You're not playing
Otto.
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Nope. I still love.
He's not playing either.
Who's that?
Mac Jones. Or should I say Mac Truck? He's got trucked over.
Too soon, guy. Too soon.
Good.
It had to be the guy that.
He's dead. He died.
Yeah. Either way, I hope you don't have to play any of these wide receivers for New England. Nobody real. Consistent.
Jacoby Myers, maybe.
It's the only one I would be willing to flex.
Okay.
Probably would play Tyler Boyd over him, I think.
Did you
to boom. Yep.
You played Tyler Boyd over Jacoby. Okay.
It's right. They're right there. That's where the line's starting.
I think I'm going to go with a team that's going to be down and maybe pass and try to get him some redemption from his fuck up the other night.
I think that New England's going to have to keep up with Cincinnati. They have to score.
They're the only underdogs by like 3.5 though. Strange. The mic'd up of Chandler Jones. Did you hear that?
No.
What he said? Yeah, when he came up to Mac Jones, he was like,
tough acting tonight.
Is that what he said at the Foxborough police station after a synthetic weed thing?
No, that was hilarious.
Patriots cut him. All right, guy. He doesn't say I've never heard that story because we live in New England. He showed up at the police station. No shoes.
Just in his underwear, right?
Yeah, I think so. and
Gave
just
himself
tripping
up.
balls.
Got down on his knees and hands up, like, "Yep, I'm giving myself up," and he
Take
just
me
didn't
out,
know where he was
coach.
at. Yeah, poor guy. Shipped
Dude,
him out the next.
He'd rather face the cops than Bill Belichick.
I can't blame him.
Right. All right. This is the last Saturday 1:00 game. Whew. And on a
Ooh-wee.
doozy. Houston versus Tennessee. Literally no wide receivers I want to play on either team.
Yeah,
Would you
definitely
agree?
not Tennessee. Malik Willis throwing Chigakonkwo is the only guy I would entertain if I'm absolutely desperate at tight end.
So I think what's his name's been the quarterback 2 games now, Malik, this year.
Yeah,
And-
Houston and Kansas City.
And only Robert Woods has gotten a pass. I think he's gotten 2 passes. That's it. Only. I think he throws the tight ends a little bit.
That was the Houston game. Yeah, so tight ends he throws to more than the wide receivers. And yeah, I think it was like 2 points to Robert Woods that Houston game. And Houston's good against wide receivers. They are. But they let up more to the tight end. So that's why I'm saying, okay, Chig, he's been 10 and 15, tight end 8, and tight end like 3, I think. Somewhere around there. Don't quote me on it. No,
So you like him better than Hooper?
Yeah. If you're gonna play a tight end, it's not Hooper. It's got to be him. He's the more athletic guy.
Better chance of making a play out of a catch, and that's what they're going to need in this game.
More yak. Yep.
Houston side. Well, obviously you're playing Derrick Henry for Tennessee. That's it. Houston side. Brandon Cooks. You willing to play him?
No.
I would agree.
I'd rather go with Boyd or Myers.
Yep. Definitely.
Even though so Tennessee's pass defense is weak, but I would go with Chris Moore again. He had the 9 targets. If I made it, it's okay. I think they're going to give Tennessee a game. I think they want to play
Kansas
some
City,
spoiler.
dude.
I know. I think they want to play spoiler now.
Oh, don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. All right. No, really no fantasy value there in this game, though. Saturday, 4:05. Washington, San Fran. Much better game.
Much better game, but not for fantasy. Who are you going to start?
Correct.
Who are you going to start for Washington? Terry McLaurin, and that's it, right?
For what? Yeah, I don't want to play any running backs. I do not want to play either quarterback. Oh, yeah, I guess I do want to play Purdy.
Do you?
I do.
I think there's just going to be battles of the defenses. I'd rather start
Think
Minshew.
so?
Yeah. They're both 2 good defenses, and Chase Young is back, dude. He's going to get his first start.
Is he going to be a full go, though?
No, but he'll be out there.
It's true.
Be out there enough.
Yeah, just intimidation factor. He's got like the foam tablets from the Little Giants. Genius.
But yeah, I don't want to. I'd rather play Minshew. Get Minshew. I'd rather play Brady. I'd rather play Daniel Jones.
So you're not worried, all this Minshew talk, you're not worried about him just having like no practice?
Oh,
no reps?
He's been practicing. He doesn't need the reps. He's fine.
No, I know. What about he was excused from practice the other day? That's sketchy.
Yeah. We could edit this out, but it was a memorial service for Mike Leach, his former coach.
Oh, see, that's a good reason.
Why don't they away.
Just say that?
Personal reasons. They just don't want to get into it, but that's where he was at.
Understandable. Respectful.
So he was his college coach, and great guy. If you haven't watched some clips, he passed away about 2 weeks ago. And I think he's just going to go on fire for him too. I'm just playing the what do you call that? Intangible factor.
Intangible factor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, you got something behind it. All right. So Washington, Terry McLaurin, not playing. Oh my God, their quarterback.
Heineke. No.
I was gonna say I want.
You can say what?
Think of his name. I want to say Heineken.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. That's why I was like, I can't say it.
How has he not gotten a sponsorship from him? Something.
You're messing up, bro. San Fran. Are we playing Ayuk with, Are you comfortable?
He's that wide receiver 3 with like Tyler Boyd, Myers, Chris Moore. Once we're getting into that situation, I'm going to start Ayuk because he should be the number 1 wide receiver on that team.
Mm-hmm.
When really the number 1 pass catcher is McCaffrey. He got snubbed by the Pro Bowl. And
he didn't make it?
George Kittle. Nope, didn't make it. Didn't make sense.
That's stupid.
Most yards for any NFC running back, but hey, didn't get it.
He's played like 5 games. Obviously not accurate, but still.
Not true, but I got you.
You know what I mean. Ooh, dude, this next game. Mm-hmm. Oh, are we good at San Fran? Is there anybody else? You're playing Kittle. You're playing McCaffrey.
That's it.
That's about it.
Yep.
All right, Saturday, 4:25, dude. This is your game.
I wish this was the primetime game, man. Yep, Gardner Minshew. He's going to go all out against Dallas. It's indoors. So that's another reason why I want to play him over some other quarterbacks like Goff. Don't want to trust him outdoors. Great O-line, so that will be the strength. Dallas is the bottom 3rd for defensive rankings the past month, so it's in prime position for him. If Dallas Goedert is back, I think he can start him.
Really?
I would, even though he's coming off the injury. He went absolutely off with Minshew last time he played with them. He was his favorite target.
I have to realize, too, tight ends are so difficult. So you throwing out somebody that's been great in the past is a better call than throwing out this guy that's been good 12% of the time. Meaning, all the tight ends pass like tight end 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross.
Yeah. It is the tight end position after Travis Kelce's gone. Tight end position should be taken away with, right?
Honestly, I wanted to bring this up to you in general. We could talk about it later, but I think moving forward, I'm going to make all my leagues tight end premium and just add under flex.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. I concur.
Done.
Speaking of flex, Devonta Smith still flexing him. Are we worried?
I am a little worried. I feel like he's going to lean on AJ Brown. But they have a rapport though.
Yeah, he might go for the bigger targets, I think, just so they can get the ball, some jump balls to him. You definitely have to be more precise with Devonta Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still flexing him though.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I'd start him over Tyler Boyd.
Man,
better
that's
talent.
the line right there.
Yeah. Mike Evans or Devonta Smith. Mike Evans has Arizona.
I know you. I think I have to go Mike Evans just for the big play.
They don't give up those big plays though. That's what I'm worried about. All right.
Ugh.
I don't think you can bench Mike Evans though either.
No, that's the problem.
Other side, you're starting both running backs for Dallas, even though their run defense is good. One of them's going to get into the end zone.
And it's been Dak every single week for the past 5 weeks.
Freaking cat's attacking me right now. He's like, let me out. Good thing nobody's listening now. So, yeah, their defense is struggling. Or the Dallas defense is struggling, so I expect points to be scored. He's going to pass, but he's going to throw a pick or two. He's averaging 19 points per game, divisional game, though. So, are you sitting Dak? I don't think we have that luxury with so many weathery games.
Yeah, so I got Kirk Cousins and Dak in one league. That's the only the only one I could think of you having, unless you have Minshew or Goff. I'll play Dak over those guys.
I'd play Minshew over Dak.
Really?
If you can't tell, I'm all about Minshew this week.
Noticed.
I'm going to die on this hill for sure. Gallup, you said that you don't really want to flex, huh?
No, I do not.
Okay. Two touchdown dependent. But yeah, you're starting Lamb, you're starting Schultz. Saturday night games, I was saying Derek Carr sucks in the cold game. So we got Las Vegas at Pittsburgh. 10 degrees out. No thanks. I'm all set. But you got to start Adams. You got to start Jacobs. Waller, though, he had a little bit of touchdown luck last week. Limited role. only 3 passes, I think, on like 3 targets or something. But
a touchdown.
He did get the touchdown. So that's the good thing is when he's in, it's for a purpose. So Pittsburgh is the lower third of tight end matchups, so it's favorable. So yeah, I think you got to start him if you have him. Pat Freiermuth, what happened to him? Goosed me last week. I don't know what happened. First time that he didn't get a target in a game.
Rough couple weeks the past like 3 or something. It's been bad.
He is hurt. So I am nervous to start him, but I don't think he has an injury designation.
I haven't seen one.
Check on that. You haven't seen one either? Okay. He is not ranked high. There he is. Nope. All right. Yeah, nothing. No targets last week. That is outrageous. But he is tight end 8 on the year. I think you got to start him if he's out there. Even though he goosed you.
Oh, versus Vegas, yeah.
Yep. Cold game too. And this is the kicker. Pickett is back, thankfully. It's not Trubisky. So he needs his tight end to throw to. Deontay, if he's healthy, you got to flex him, right? Doesn't get in the end zone, gets you double digits, though.
And that's what it is. He gets you double digits, gets you about 12 points. He's been pretty good the past couple weeks in general. Last week, obviously, not so much with Trubisky. But with Pickett back, that makes me feel a lot better. He's probably right above Tyler Boyd for me.
Okay. What about if he's out? George Pickens, does that interest you?
That one's more of looking for a boom play. I'm not as confident. I love the guy. I love Pickens as a wide receiver. He goes out for the ball every single time. He will sacrifice his body.
Flashy.
Yeah, and he really is. He's a player and a half. We see the Pittsburgh do that every year. They always have good wide receivers. But I'd rather not.
Yeah, Najee must start.
Oh yeah.
Sunday. Look at us at a Sunday game.
What is this?
Green Bay at Miami. Aaron Rodgers, the safer QB pivot. Would you rather start Dak Prescott over Aaron Rodgers? I'm sure. Minshew over Rodgers. We already talked about that in our Risqué starts and sit. Go back and listen. Miami's defense is better at home than they are on the road, but they still are vulnerable, and somebody experienced like him, I would put faith in him to make some couple touchdown passes. Christian Watson, I'm still flexing him. You know, he did bad last week, but Dobbs surprisingly had a good game. Watson had 2 red zone targets, and I think he'll bounce back. He didn't catch the hot route that Aaron Rodgers was calling, so I'm sure they'll fix that. It should be a competitive game. And then Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, touchdown dependent.
Kind of.
Singletary or AJ Dillon.
Ooh, I like Singletary.
Did we talk about that? Yeah, I can't remember.
We haven't. I think I lean Singletary, but I don't mind AJ Dillon. I do not have him far on my depth chart in general. How do you feel about him with Miami, though? I don't know. I don't remember.
Fine. They're not that good of a defense.
I thought so.
they blitz themselves out of position, so he'll get some dump offs. They play a lot of man, so he'll find some open spots. He'll be unaccounted for out of the backfield from the defenders, so I don't mind it. Raheem Mostert on the other side, I'd probably start over him. Just a guy I think who's going to get more of the workload. And Tua, I'm starting over Fields, starting Waddle, starting Tyreek Hill. Everybody else, no, not even in question.
Agreed.
What do we got next?
Sunday. The midday. When you guys are starting to get a little sloshed at the family Christmas Eve party. Sunday, 4:30.
This is Christmas Day, bro.
Oh my God! You're super sloshed by now.
I think we're gonna take a nap in this game. Not gonna lie.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you. Very good point. Denver and the Rams, if you haven't noticed by our tones. Just a cloudy game, really weather-wise, cold. Actually, no, not cold. This is in a dome. My bad. Russ is back. We already talked about that. I'm not playing him at all, but it definitely helps some of the other guys like Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. Sutton is questionable, though, with a hamstring injury. If he's out, I do like Dulcich a little bit better. We already said that we like Dulcich a little bit better with Russ anyways. So if Colton Sutton's out, I could picture him having a touchdown. Mac, would you play Dulcich over Hunter Henry? Did we say that?
I don't know if we did, but yeah, I think I will because Russ is back.
Yep. Like it. So we could play Murray, RB2. We talked about that already. Oh, Ryan says no.
Ryan says this. Well, he says a Risqué sit. Comes with some risk.
Yeah, give him some credit on that one. Good call.
Give some credit. He's putting his tip out there, no matter how cold it is. We can see it.
Rams side. I'm not even touching that. Rams side.
Please don't make this weirder.
Van Jefferson. Honestly, you might be able to toss him in there in a deeper league. Tutu Atwell, do you think that's even a thing?
Yeah, because Skoronic's out. He went on the IR.
Oh, gosh. The guy finally gets a chance.
I know. So one of these guys is going to be okay to flex, but he's going to be a Jacoby Myers type style. Yeah. Tyler Boyd.
I like Van Jefferson better.
I think I like Van Jefferson too. More of a big boom play instead of the little guy. And your boy Cam Akers, you started him?
Nope, not versus Denver's defense.
Mm-mm.
All set. My other boy,
Brian Robinson or Cam Akers.
They
have San Fran.
Cam Akers. Cam Akers.
Somebody that's going to get all the volume. That's probably what you gotta have to look for. AJ Dillon or Cam Akers?
AJ Dillon.
Okay. All right. Just don't
find
start
out where I'm at.
Yeah, just don't start. Sunday night game. What do we got?
Yeah, this is Tampa Bay, Arizona. I'm pretty interested in this game. I wish it was something a little bit more exciting because it was probably built up to be. Obviously, Arizona's got some injuries with some no quarterback. But either way, Tom Brady should be a good play. As Mac touched on earlier, running backs are – I think Leonard Fournette's going to have a great game. I think this is really going to be his game.
I think you can start them both.
You might be able to. I definitely lean Fournette, especially of late, but I kind of want to lean away from White. I don't think he's been getting the work he should have in the past two. But there's definitely worse plays in your flex. Mac, are you playing Julio? He has been getting a little bit more work. He's making some great catches too, by the way.
He didn't play last week. That's why Russell Gage went off. But yeah, if Julio's out there, I don't. No, there's gonna be an odd man out, and I'm not putting my money on Godwin. It's probably gonna be Evans. Honestly, I think the big boom play is that's what Arizona does, and they take that away. So I think it's gonna be Evans. So Julio. If I'm really desperate,
we're not going to try that. You're playing Evans. Don't be stupid. You're definitely playing Chris Godwin. He's the number one here.
I don't know if I'm playing Evans. I might be stupid.
Yeah, well, then you are the person I know. No, I was kidding.
First step's admitting it.
Yeah. Well, you're on step 7. You just keep admitting it. Cade Otton, I'm going to try to stay away from. What do you think?
Yeah, so like I said with Greg Douchebag, best matchup is against Arizona, and it turned out not to be true. Even for Hunter Henry the week before. So I don't want to. I'm
All
gonna play him over any of the weather tight ends.
Except for Knox.
I might. What about Waller? Cold ass game.
I'm playing Waller.
Yeah. All right.
Definitely.
Those are the only two. Jawan Johnson and Taysom Hill.
Oh, yeah, I'm actually playing them too.
Son of a bitch. All right. Cade Otton. Noah Fant. Cade Otton.
Fant. Crap.
Yeah. See? Like he's just no.
I'm all set. Unless they plan out the play for him, he's not getting much.
I'm not trusting the rookie tight end. Yeah.
No.
Yep.
And then the Arizona side, I really am only playing James Conner. You can play Hopkins just because you're not going to bench him. What do you got, Mac?
I'm struggling with Hopkins. I think I am benching him because McSwirly throwing him the ball. I don't know. Like, yeah, I know the volume was okay, and he got a handful of receptions and like 60-something yards with them. Okay. I benched Garrett Wilson tonight because of the weather. I'm not sure if that worked out for me. Let me check. But in my flex, I think I'm starting Raheem Mostert over DeAndre Hopkins, which is absolutely absurd.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson, only 5 points. He had a fumble loss, 4 receptions, 30 yards. So made the right call. Ooh, Evan Ingram, 18 points. Nice.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah.
If you don't know, I told him to play Waller.
Uh-huh. All right. So Gabe Davis is out of the question because of the weather. Jahan Dotson, too strong with the matchup against San Fran. Yeah, it's DeAndre Hopkins. You got to play him.
You're going to look for the PPR receptions. That's it.
If the weather was fine, I would have started Garrett Wilson over him probably, but I pivoted.
I would have too.
Yeah.
Cool. You're playing Hopkins. Unless you got something way better.
Unless you got Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Jamar Chase, you're playing Hopkins.
I like it. All right, let's finish this up real quick. We've already been on here for way too long. Just looked at the time. Holy crap. If you're still here, you're a champ. Monday, 8:15. This game, everyone probably has somebody from one of these games. Actually, probably not. Probably not from Indy. But there's going to be some guys on this Chargers team that you are going to be freaking out about. Herbert, we're playing him. We hope he has a bounce back game. Somebody you want to say sorry to, Mac?
Yeah, Adam, guy who makes the t-shirts for us. So if you're still listening and want to buy a t-shirt for Christmas, still a couple available.
Help the man out.
Sweet deal. $15. Look at that shirt. Yeah, he lost by 1 point. He needed Higbee to go off. And he was like, I need 12, and I think he got 11. So sucks. But he benched Herbert for Fields. Oh, no. Benched Fields for Herbert, excuse me. Because they're going against Tennessee. Great matchup, right? Wrong. They rushed in the touchdowns. So he had a lot of yards. He just needed the touchdowns. So I think he'll fix that against Indy. Then you start Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Definitely.
One of these guys is going to go off, though. Carter or Palmer. I'm not playing the roulette wheel.
I don't want to, but if I had to, I'd lean Palmer.
Palmer over Boyd and Jacoby Myers.
No. Palmer over Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, see, I like because Palmer can actually score and get in the end zone. So definitely over Myers.
That's why I took him over. Yeah. That poor Myers had a touchdown last week and got called back. I was like, no.
It's always something fun about Monday nights too. In the playoffs.
Then yourself. I have anxiety.
It's great. Can't sleep. Indy, the Chargers defense, running defense has actually gotten better. They gotten some guys back, so they're not the easy absolute auto play. So people picked up Zack Moss to play. I don't think they do a lot of Moss. They were just trying to keep the lead last week against the Vikings and just kept running the ball with him. I think Jackson, he was in there. The goal line, got the touchdown, pass out of the backfield. Deon Jackson over the weathery running backs. I don't want to, but I don't mind it.
I like Jackson. I probably am right. Like, I have him on the cusp of Devin Singletary. He's like right there. I wouldn't want to play him as my RB2 if I don't have to. But if you're in a tight spot, I like Jackson over Moss.
Yeah, I do too.
One.
You get a flex Ayuk or Deon Jackson.
Probably Jackson, just because I know he's gonna get points, but it's tough to say that in a PPR league.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Ayuk might not get, 5 catches.
It's kind of slim pickings for running backs this week, so
it's true.
A lot of them went down. So I go with the guy that's going to get PPR. Oh, and we forgot to mention this in the news. Matt Ryan is benched. It's Nick Foles starting, so he will check down to Deon Jackson a lot.
And Moss, they're both going to get play.
Hope so. Anybody else you want to talk about for starts, or just get to the game matchups?
No, we can do the game matchups real quick. It's just tough. I just want everyone to know last week was absolutely insane. This week, weather-wise, injuries, it's also going to be insane. So, just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it. Do what I do. As I always say, check it at halftime. Check it at the end of the game. Don't ruin your holiday season with your face on your phone and tears just falling on the screen protector. It's not going to be a good look.
Nope. Ruin it. Get in a bad mood and then have some eggnog. I love it. Follow us. Just a tip FFP. If you have any questions, hit us up. Let us know. Do you want to get in game predictions or no?
Nah, let's skip it.
Go too late.
We've been on here too long.
Yep. We don't want to give away our picks anyway.
Yeah, don't matter. They've been rough this season.
It is a tough week, though. So there is that. All right. So, takers, I will try to be live on Saturday. I keep on saying that. Hopefully, I don't have to edit that out. Get all my shopping done in time. Just a bit. You have anything for the leftovers? You want to air out your grievances on the Celtics sucking lately?
Oh, God. They get the best center back, and then they start sucking. I don't know what's going on with them. Pathetic. They're losing to the Magic. They lost the Pacers yesterday, down 28 points. I was like, you know what? I'm going to change the channel. And I was like, no, I'm going to be a good fan. I'm going to watch it because I turned it on when they were down by 28. They came back to be down by 5 and then just couldn't get over the hump. It's like, they're so close.
It's ridiculous. I think like in the past 5 games are point average is down like 17 points or something.
It's bad.
Yeah, not good.
And the last thing is people still suck at driving, especially when it's the holidays.
They always do.
I got T-bone today. That was great. The lady thought I had a stop sign. I did not.
Kinky.
Yeah, not in a good way.
Not that kind of T-bone.
I yelled at her. It was funny because that happened, and then I pulled into a parking lot, and I didn't let a guy go, and he flipped me off. And I was like, dude, don't even start with me.
Not today,
have to let you go.
Junior. Not today. I don't have anything for leftovers. It's late.
Well, I think that calls it, buddy. I think that was a hefty episode.
It was girthy tips, but necessary. Got to take them in, takers, and good luck in your semifinals. Hopefully we see you in the championship round. Get well, Ryan. Rest up. Take some more cough drops.
Whatever you want. Some
throat soothers. Either one works.
Whatever floats your boat, bro.
Take them any way you want. Just like your mom does.
Hopefully he doesn't listen that late in. Happy holidays, everybody.
Bye, Takers.